Hello friends, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, well, welcome. Where you been? I am Dana, and I am a single mom. I have 2 kids. They're kind of older, and yeah, they're awesome. I love them. It's Christmas season. I'm filming a couple videos just to try to get caught up today. This one right here is going to be from my paycheck from my budget with me that I already filmed. Most of this has already been spent, so this is what I got left. This is what I'm putting in here. So yeah, these, I don't even know, but all this change or whatever, I'm actually separating them. So right here I just have like 3 pennies. I'm gonna go ahead and just put them in my bank. I am going down to New Jersey on Friday, so I'm going to be paying a couple tolls down there. So I'm just going to stick them in here. Once I get back, I'm definitely going to clear this out, put this back in my bank, but for right now, that's where my change is going to go. So, how are you guys? How are you? Did you guys have a good Christmas? Because I'm pretty sure this is not going to be up before then. So did you have a good Christmas? I hope so. Alright, and so today I have, it should be like 267. Let me double check. So I have I already messed up. Can you believe that? I have $100 right here. So 50 and 50 makes 100. Then I have 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 5 and 10 makes 200, and then I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Just throw that in there. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and 67. So 267. These 5s are like brand spanking new. Like brand new. Like I don't like the way that they feel. Like I don't like the texture of brand new money, because not only does it kind of feel fake to me, but I don't know, like they stick together, and half the time you're like, oh, did I just give everybody that? I had so many 5s because I went out and I actually had like over 300 for my sinking funds I took out of the bank, and then I spent like most of it. So I tried to tell you guys in my last video a little bit about the drama that was going on. I'll just go ahead and tell you the rest. So basically, a couple weeks ago, I got a call while I was at work because my downstairs neighbor, because like we have mice, I think I told you that. We have mice and you can like hear them in the walls and stuff, but the landlord actually hired an exterminator. And while I was at work, the neighbor downstairs decided to attack him and call the cops. And she was in the wrong. She gets arrested, and then as she's coming out in handcuffs, I'm running up the driveway, and I go to a cop. I'm like, is everything okay? Because my kid was home, you know. And she looks at me asking the cop if everything was okay. She rolls her eyes, and she has been making my life a living hell since. So let me get into this though before I dive into my drama, or this is never gonna get done. But so for allowance, my kids are actually not gonna get anything, but they do have money in there. For spending, because this is a combined envelope, so spending is going to be family, Christmas, like anything that might come up. So this one is going to be getting 50 bucks. So I got all these 5s. Like I swear the banks are just printing 5s right now, because holy crap. So I'm going to just do 20 and a 10, or 2 20s and a 10, so 50. So I have 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and 100 in spending so far. And then this is this change. So basically, she goes to jail. She gets out of jail. And then every 3 days she seems to want to make my life a living hell. So she got out of jail. It was the Monday. On Tuesday, I have DCF, which is Child Protective Services, sitting outside my house waiting for me to come home. I live on the 2nd floor, so I barely got to my upstairs door, and they were already ringing the doorbell and pounding on it. They were saying that my daughter was in danger because my son is beating my daughter, and I'm just like, what is going on? And I guess crazy lady decides to call DCF and tell him that my son, who is loud because he plays video games, and he also has like a hearing issue where he always sounds like he's screaming, but it's because he has hearing problems. He had a pushed in eardrum for like the first, I don't even know, 5 years of his life until it somehow corrected itself. And so because of that, like, he can't regulate his voice very often, so it always sounds like he's screaming or super excited, and it kind of sucks, but unfortunately that's something he has to go through. And so DCF shows up. They basically just like questioned my kids and then was like, there's clearly no abuse here. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So I told them about how she thinks that because I was talking to the cop, simply asking if my kids were okay, that I was involved with her getting arrested. And I'm like, I wasn't even here. I was at work. I had to rush over because the cops were here. It was a huge mess. And so, yeah, basically, these are the tactics that she's playing. So, for credit card, there's more. So I'm just going to move on to my credit card. So for my credit card, I have 3 different credit cards. So one of them is going to get $50. And that is going to be for my bank card. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. So this one is going to be for my bank credit card. I'm going to put $10 in. 1 and 2. $10 for my Burlington credit card. Really, cat? Really? Go away. And then I'm going to be putting in 30. 2. Here we go. 30. And this one right here is going to be going toward my Hot Topic credit card. So I have 20, 25, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Okay, so I have 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. So this is going to be 100 and 120. So I have 120 going to pay for my credit cards. These cats, I don't know what's going on with them today. Okay, so $120 is going for my credit cards. Yeah, so the DCF for Child Protective Services comes, and they realize that it's a false report, and then they go like about their day. They're like, we're gonna close this out, don't worry about it. The next thing I know is that she decides that these are getting nothing, Sybil's getting nothing, and church is getting nothing. This one is for my car. The car is going to be getting $50. So I have 50, 70, 75, 76, and 78. So because DCF did nothing, and they're not trying to basically investigate me because they know that nothing happened, you know. So then, all of a sudden, she starts calling the cops. So in the last week and a half, the cops have come out 3 times. They've come out, no one was home because we were leaving. So, yeah. Then they came out one time, it was 11:30 at night. Everyone in my house was asleep. And she said that my son was beating my daughter. And that, like there's a disturbance and she's concerned for us, and like the cops are just sitting there. And I mean, like, I had to like put on pants because I was wearing like pajama shorts. She let them in the downstairs door to come up. They were pounding on my door as if someone was like murdered, and I'm just like, hello. And like, it's clear, like, I just woke up. Like, I do not look like Beyonce. I look like a bridge troll. And yeah, it was not pretty. And they just looked at me, and I'm just like, hello. And they're like, we got a disturbance and someone's being abused. And I'm like, we literally are sleeping. Like, there's nothing. I was like, do you want to come in? Like, I don't know what to tell you. And so they basically just leave, and they don't do a report. They don't do nothing because there's nothing going on, you know. And so yeah, it was insane. And then I have been doing everything. A lot of the reasons why my sinking funds have been diminished is because I've been doing everything and anything to keep my kids out of the house, because whenever we're here and she's here, she basically calls cops on us now. And so last Saturday, I actually, unfortunately, had to work. And so I get a phone call in the middle of my shift saying that, and I had already told them, I was like, look, I'm having these issues with my landlord, or not my landlord, with the people downstairs. I don't know what to do. And I am here. My kids had to be home today by themselves because I had to work. And then they were like, okay, so we understand. So then halfway through my shift, I get a phone call, and it's basically saying that the cops are at my house and they're questioning my 17-year-old son because, you know, like, he is being aggressive and he's beating my daughter. And so they, without me even being here, they question my daughter and they question my son, which I don't even know if they can. But basically, like, my kids are just sitting there like, we don't know what you're talking about. Like, we were playing video games, we were watching Spider-Man. Like, we don't know what's going on. And so basically, she just keeps harassing us, and she keeps filling out like all these false police reports and making all these false accusations on us because she thinks that I had something to do with the cops being here. But from what I've heard, she's the one that called the cops on herself because she beat up the exterminator, and then this exterminator had to defend himself and be like, she attacked me, and then they arrested him, like her, because he was innocent in it all. So I'm just like, oh my god, oh my god. So this crazy person, this is the one that's always blasting music, always screaming. She's already smashed out 3 of her windows downstairs. Like, she's ran into her fence where we don't have a fence anymore. She has trash, like big trash, all over the place. She's the one that I've been like, look, like, I don't know what's wrong with her, but she has indoor Christmas lights with an extension cord wrapped around like our front door, or our door downstairs, and we're gonna get electrocuted because she keeps them on in the middle of the rain. And it's just, she's insane, and I feel like she has mental issues, and I hope and I pray that she gets help. But at the same time, I'm just like, can you stop trying to attack my family? I had nothing to do with this. So it's just been hell. So basically, I can't even be in my house anymore. Sorry, I'm just gonna put this here. But I can't even be home anymore. And so I had to contact the landlord and be like, look, I don't know if you have any other apartments that are coming available, because it's like a rental property and they manage a whole bunch of stuff. But I was like, I need to move. Like, I can't keep doing this. Like, even when I'm not home, she's attacking my kids. Like, she's trapped me in the yard, refused to let me go anywhere, saying that the devil wants us to fight. She was just like constantly calling the cops. She's constantly calling DCF. And with me, I always have to have a plan B. So right now, I'm in the hiring process of, like, in the middle of the hiring process for the hospital, the Rhode Island hospital. And so if I have any kind of domestics, if I have any kind of child abuse, if I have anything at all, like, I don't get this job, because it's what I am in. I'm actually in the medical field, and that's extremely, extremely important that you have none of this on you. And yet every other day she's calling the cops. And so I had to go down and contact like the police department. The police department looked into it and was like that she calls all the time and she hangs up, and because it's coming from our address. So we're 20. Someone is texting me, I don't know who. But basically, I just want to tell you my address. But anyway, like they can record where it's coming from, and because I am on one floor, she's on the other, it says exactly where we are. And so basically she yeah, she's just calling the cops constantly, and she's calling 911 constantly, and then she hangs up, and then the cops have to call her back and be like, is there a domestic? And then she's like, the people upstairs, like blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I'm not even home, like I'm literally at work. So I had to go down and like do like harassment paperwork on her and get all these case numbers and all this stuff started to basically be like, she is harassing me. I have only spoken to this woman twice in my whole entire life. I don't even know what her name is. Like, I had to Google our address so I could find, like, well, I know what my address is, but I had to Google her arrest at our address in order to figure out where her name was, so I could like press these, like, it's not like really harassment charges, but it's basically covering me, saying that she's making false allegations to DCF or Child Protective Services and to like the cops constantly for no reason. And so once the cops come again, she yeah, she basically will be gone. Like, they're just gonna be like, okay, well, we're gonna leave since we see that this is an ongoing situation where she's harassing you. And it's always about my son, and that's my issue. Okay, let me count this really quickly. So I had $20 in there already that I just took out. So I have 50, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm putting in the $27, or sorry, $77. So I have a total of 50, 90, 110, 130, 131, 2, 3, 4, 135, 36, and 137. My everyday binder. So it's driving me insane. And like I said, she's been basically, oh, this is my emergency fund. This one is not getting anything, but it has 20, and then this one has 200 and some odd dollars in there, and they're all in one, so I'm not trying to count that right now. But that's all I got. But yeah, pretty much this is everything that I'm dealing with. And for her to continuously go after my son because he's the loudest in the house and he's special needs, like, it's just destroying him. So I'm like praying and hoping that I just get out of here as soon as I can. When I reached out to the landlord said basically that she's being evicted because of the incident that happened with whatchamacallit, the exterminator. And so we still have mice everywhere. Like, they're just bold. Like, they run out of there's a huge wall behind my stove, and there's a hole in that wall, I guess, and they just run out of there all the time and just run all over my kitchen. And it's just, you find mice droppings everywhere. And so we're just waiting for the exterminators to try to come back, but they refuse to work with my landlord now, because she attacked them. Like, she physically attacked them. So it's been crazy. So fingers crossed, guys, that I can get out of here, because I ain't trying to stay in this drama no more. Like, I stick to myself. I don't say nothing. I always say hi or smile to my neighbors, and then I go about my day. Like, I'm not trying to, you know, to be friends with them. I'm not trying to be enemies. Like, I'm just trying to live my life in peace. And it's not working. So, but that's not the point. The point is that hopefully everything goes good for us and we can get out of here. So please pray for us, okay? Just send good vibes across the universe so that we get this apartment and we can leave, because they're saying mid-January the apartments are. So hopefully, fingers crossed. But I will see you guys later. Thank you for listening to my rant, and hopefully we'll have a conclusion for you soon. But I hope you have a really good day, guys. All right, friends, bye.